The sadness did end. The song ended and there was peace. Peace is coming to you. You will soon be free.
Welcome to the Web of Life podcast. I'm your host, Cody Alexander. Today we'll be listening to journeys presented by three of our spirit bridges, Asa, Hawko, and Lucia, as well as some insights on effective ways to approach the symbols and stories that come through when we enter into journey work. Many animals are present in these journeys, as well as themes of challenge, mud and stagnant water, cleansing, and finding peace. There are many ways that one may enter into the journeying state. One of the most common ways is through the use of sounds. Droning or repetitive sounds can trigger our brains to produce theta brainwaves, which we most commonly experience while dreaming. One difference between dreams and the so-called formal journeying state is that in journeys, we are usually fully conscious. This allows us to access more abstract forms of thought and imagination and interpret that as symbols playing out within us. We journey for many reasons, and sometimes we must journey to explore topics that can feel heavy, tragic, or just plain challenging. When a spirit bridge enters into the journeying state, we open ourselves up to whatever symbols, stories, presences, or energies that want to make themselves known to us. There's a certain level of self-confidence and trust one must have to effectively navigate a potentially challenging situation in this state. Here's Quynn, the founder of Web of Life Animist Church, to speak more about challenging journeys.
We offer these messages, insights, or experiences based on what just occurred during the sound. We offer in a heartfelt way, not as a fix or as truth, but as simply what happened, what came to us during this time. And we hope it's helpful. We also know that we cannot guarantee that you will understand all of it or even that you will like all of it. So some parts of what comes through might be emotional and create emotion in you. It also might need to be set aside. Maybe you aren't up for hearing or processing any part. You're welcome to set it aside until some other time when you are ready, even if it's beyond this moment. Thank you again. And I would ask that you listen to the degree that you can, whether you listen all the way through or stop, but that you listen when you're in a place where you can have focus on it, because these are deep messages. Thank you. Many blessings.
Here, we journey on your behalf. You can listen to these three journeys and regard them as though they are a form of divination, like the tarot or oracle cards. As you listen, do your best to keep some awareness on the words being spoken and to allow the imagery to play out in your mind. You might even close your eyes if it is safe to do so for you at this time. Breathe slowly and deeply and notice how you feel in your body as certain words are spoken. Notice any thoughts or feelings that come up for you in response to the things being said and the imagery that is being illustrated here. Blessings to you, and I wish you all the best on your journey.
Hi, this is Asa. Just before the sound started, I really found myself already slipping into a connection with your energy. And for me, the scene started in this swamp or kind of boggy place, and you were deep down in this pit of mud. And there was the presence of a stone giant there also. And I fished you out of the mud pit, and your whole body was just covered and caked in these thick layers of mud. I had rattlesnake at my feet and a wild boar next to me who were helping me do the job to the sound of the rattle of scraping all that mud off of your body just in thick layers. And it was a lot of really intense work, and we kept at it until we were just brushing all of it out of your hair with these like thick strokes at the end. As the sounds transitioned and the drum began, I was presented with the very top of very large entities. It had kind of ears, but also feathers. The scene was just in black and red, very dark, very dim. And it became the image of this very large griffin, which is also not an entity that I've ever encountered. It did feel very ominous and threatening. It expressed itself to me in a way of being something that is potentially creating a lot of challenges for you. And so I guess my encouragement around that is to explore what connection you might have to the mythological griffin, or how you might see elements of that manifested in your life and what connection you feel with that, and just what other ways present themselves to you to work with that energy. The other animal that came through, there was a segment of squid energy, just like swimming along with squid. And so you might try Googling that to see what kind of associations come up if you don't already have some of your own. We're all parts of the same being. And so there is this wellspring of energy from which you can draw. And the last thing I wanted to share with you was I allow what is happening to me to flow and tenderly embrace the complexity of my emotions. Looking at my past differently means being gentle with myself. It requires understanding and rethinking with the most beautiful imagination. I'm rooted in the certainty that there is still much love to be lived. And I wish you every blessing on your journey. Best of luck.
Hello, this is Hawko. I'd like to acknowledge your courage. I got a very strong impression that the spirit of bear is a very important energy for you. As the rattle begins, I will myself to become a cat engaged in grooming. My rough tongue smooths my fur. Now I am prepared to listen. My awareness becomes an orb of light, moving over a vast mountainous area with dense forest. It looks as if there's been a hard drought. I see a bear and slow down for a closer look. The bear is at the creek drinking. The water appears stagnant and algae-filled. The bear is having difficulty swallowing the greenish liquid. A magpie up in a tree speaks to me. Terrible shame, that bear. I ask, what do you mean? That creek used to be clear and fresh before the drought transformed it into slow poison. I have seen this before, said the magpie. Either this bear moves across the ridge and drinks from a new creek, or it will die. I fast forward in time. The bear had moved to the new creek and had found a perfect sleeping cave. When she awoke 6 months later, she felt better than she had for many years. She felt good enough to make an effort to connect with memories of joyous occasions of the distant past. Once, as a young cub who had had her first taste of honey, she went searching for another bee tree. She found one, but it presented some challenges. The bark was hard at the bottom, and she had to reach softer bark with her claws in order to climb. There was a pointed rock she tried to balance on, but it was narrow and she kept falling. After a number of attempts, she began to stare up at the beehive very intently. Suddenly, a wind came out of nowhere and blew over the tree. Wow, the honey was right there. No climbing needed. What's the odds of that, thought the young bear. And the magpie, that lives in every bear's memory, replied, honestly, it was a miracle. Honor that miracle. It may never happen again. But the memory of the miracle is empowering forever. Hope this helps. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lucia, and I thank you so much. So I asked what I could bring forth, and one of the first things that I was given was, dear friend, hold on, pain ends. And that's an acronym I had for hope. So hold on, pain ends. Whatever you're going through, there will be an end. And as I was tuning in, as I started, I began to sing, which I've never really done in one of my tuning ins. It felt very good to tune in. And it's a song that I've heard in my head many times as I tune in. But this time I needed to sing it. And I sang it for you. It was for you to feel you. And as I'm singing this little song, it's more of a hum than actual words. But there was immense sadness and sorrow. And at first it was a fast beat to this humming sound. And as the meditation progressed, it became sadder and more lengthy. But at the same time, towards the end of my reading, which I'll go through soon, it ended. The sadness did end. The song ended and there was peace. For me, the visual that I came into, I was in a forest, but this forest had large, very, very tall trees. They were white and gray, and it was just barren. There was nothing there. It feels very barren and sad. That's the visual that I had as I go through the next parts, which were words and phrases that came to me, which starts with become busy as a bee. And I heard little buzzing sounds in my ears, like, I guess get busy with something maybe is the clue here that maybe it could help. And there was something for me that my chest was so heavy. It felt like I couldn't breathe. It was so tight, almost as if I was holding my breath this whole time that I'm going through these images and these thoughts. So as the drum was going, it said to me to feel your sorrow. You really have got to feel it and maybe sing it out, dance it out. You've got to get it out of you. Feel the sadness that is within. And it says to me, you've come very far. You've healed a lot. Give yourself some grace for all you've done. You're at the tail end of this experience and you will forgive. Peace is coming to you. You will soon be free. And at the end of this, there was an image of a woman walking outside of this forest, image that I'd created earlier. And she's calm and she's rested and it feels very peaceful. That is what I got for you today. I thank you so much for letting me tune into you. And at the same time, within yours, I felt a little healed as well. So I appreciate and feel some sort of peace on the other side of it. So I wish you the very best and I hope you have blessings. And mostly that something that I've said can help you. Thank you.
Web of Life is an animist church located in Tucson, Arizona. If you want to learn more about animism, spirit bridging, or animist ministry, visit us at weboflifeanimists.com to see all of our offerings. At Web of Life, we strive to share our animist understanding with all earth-honoring people and beyond. And as members of this earth community of interwoven lives, we commit to contributing to the wellness of the whole, because we all belong. Thank you for your time and attention. We're looking forward to our next encounter.